So today we're going to do an introduction to Visio. This is Visio 2010, which is the version we will load on all of CMAR's computers. When you start the program, you get to this initial screen, which allows you to select from a number of basic templates and categories of templates. Since what we're doing with Visio primarily in CMAR is flowcharts and process mapping, we're going to go ahead down here and pick the flowchart template. And it gives you a number of choices here. So in our case, we're just going to go with the basic flowchart, which is already selected because it's the first one in the row. Down at the bottom right, you'll see on this side, there's a button called Create, and that's how you get started with Visio. Once you're in the basic screen, you'll see a number of things that are different because most folks in CMAR are still using older versions of Office. So from 2007 forward, in this case 2010 Visio, they went to a concept called a ribbon bar at the top. It still has a lot of the familiar menuing tabs, but now instead of each of them being a drop, there is a series of things that you can do within each of the categories. But we'll get into more of that later. On the left now, you'll see that because we selected basic flowcharts, that most of the things that we're going to use in a flowchart are already here waiting for us to use. And at its most basic, Visio provides a drag and drop environment for creating drawings. So, for instance, if I want to start by building a brand new flowchart, grab the Start icon, drag it onto the screen, and maybe I already know that I've got 3 or 4 things that are going to require a call out for a process, which we'll discuss in a little more detail later, but let's just do this for way of example. So I've got a process here, I've got a process here, I've got a decision point, and then I've got a couple of processes that come off that decision point, and then I end. One of the nice things that Visio provides, and we'll talk about how we're going to label these and put information in them in a minute, but one of the nice things Visio provides is it gives you on every shape an automatic way to make connections. It gives you 4 directions that you can go, and if you click, it will automatically generate the flow for you through this diagram. Down here we of course have a decision, so we have 2 coming out, and down to an end. Now in order to put some intelligence in here, we double click the shape and we type whatever the words are that we want to have in these blocks. The other thing that's nice about Visio is not only does it allow you to annotate the blocks themselves, but the arrows can also be annotated. So in this case, we've got a no path from our decision and a yes path from our decision. We're going to go into a little bit more detail about how you use these various shapes and how you go through the process of creating a process map in Visio with our next session.